Have you ever felt stuck in a never-ending cycle of swipes and situationships where nothing ever really feels special? Welcome to dating in the age of infinite choice. We swipe, we text, we ghost, and then we move on. We're always really looking for the next best thing, and yet deep down we ask ourselves, why will we never love like our grandparents did? The truth? It's not an accident. Modern culture has been engineered to keep us chasing shallow relationships instead of building something real. Because insecure, restless people, they keep spending, they keep searching, and they keep feeding the machine. But we don't have to stay trapped. Over the last 200 years, philosophers like Aristotle, Kierkegaard, Nietzsche, they have unknowingly come up with a plan to help us escape hookup culture. Yeah, they didn't call it hookup culture, but their insights expose exactly how we fall into casual chaos, and more importantly, how we climb out. So I've developed this 19-step chart based on 200 years of philosophical advice on how to escape hookup culture. Stage 0 is a war zone. Neon-lit bars, swirling apps. It's a battlefield of one-night stands where instead of bullets, we hurl pickup lines, and the casualties are our emotional well-beings. Soren Kierkegaard might say we're lost in the aesthetic life, never looking beyond surface thrills. Here, it's all about the next conquest, the next shot, and the next swipe. But a war has no winners, just survivors. Stage 1, situationship limbo. You know that undefined, we hang out a lot, but we're not official kind of relationship? Martin Heidegger spoke about fallenness, how we drift into superficial routines to avoid facing deeper truths. One day you realize you're comfortable but not fulfilled. Of course, the more you hover in limbo, the more apps you use, and the more the system profits. Stage 2, polygamy. Trying to make it work is like trying to catch 2 rabbits. You end up catching 0. Aristotle put it bluntly, the only stable state is the one in which all men are equal before the law. And polygamy, it's never equal. It's a power game. One person always has more control, more emotional security, while the others are left scrambling for scraps of attention. Historically, it's been used to consolidate power, not love. And in modern dating, it's often just repackaged hedonism. Jealousy creeps in, someone gets sidelined, and then suddenly you're just expendable. Stage 3, clout chasing relationships. Think of couples who form purely for social media fame, matching outfits, big brand deals, daily vlogs. Friedrich Nietzsche said, wherever I found a living thing, there I found the will to power. But here it's become a will to followers. Likes and sponsorships line corporate pockets, but when the novelty fades, the relationship often crumbles. There's no real substance behind that curated feed. It's an example of how the system uses vanity to keep us performing rather than keeping us connected. Stage 4, ghosting culture. You match, you vibe, you even go on a decent date, then poof, they vanish. Thomas Hobbes famously said, the condition of man is the condition of war, everyone against everyone. That might be dramatic, but ghosting feels like a war. No explanation, no closure. Dating apps love this. Every time you get ghosted, you return for a better match. Meanwhile, trust erodes and forming real bonds becomes harder. Stage 5, FOMO and choice overload. Barry Schwartz calls it the paradox of choice. The more options, the less satisfied we become. That's exactly what the apps want. When you're stuck in this cycle, you stayed glued to your phone. The system profits from your indecision, while you hover in a perpetual state of almost, but not quite. Performance love. Jean Baudrillard wrote, we live in a world where there is more and more information and less meaning. On social media, the couple goals aesthetic can overshadow genuine connection. One might look happy in photos on vacations or relationship posts, but offline, they barely talk. Influencer culture drives this because curated relationships drive engagement. It's great for brand deals, but does it nurture your soul? Probably not. Stage 7, toxic soul ties. Sigmund Freud theorized Eros, the life instinct, and Thanatos, the death instinct. Both these can intertwine, leading to a love-hate codependency. One day you're passionately in love, and then the next day you're fighting and hating each other. Self-help and therapy apps see dollar signs here because crisis sells. Stage 8, relationship nihilism. You proclaim love is a scam, everyone cheats. So what's the point? You've taken Albert Camus' sense of absurdism and twisted it into total cynicism. If you're jaded and lonely, you might numb yourself with retail therapy. You don't invest in real relationships, so you remain unfulfilled, and the cycle keeps churning. Stage 9, spark of reflection. At stage 9, there's hope. Plato described the ladder of love, where we evolve from superficial attraction to recognize deeper spiritual beauty. You might take steps back from the apps, read about attachment styles, or work on self-awareness. Suddenly, the system loses a bit of its grip because you're not mindlessly swiping, you're reflecting. Stage 10, value-based dating. Aristotle famously said, character is that which reveals moral purpose. Rather than chasing status or a pretty face, you date based on the person's values. what they believe in, someone's kindness, their honesty, or drive. It's not as flashy as hooking up. It doesn't feed that constant consumer churn. But you finally start building real respect. You're looking for Does this person care about ethics, family, self-improvement? And that's harder to monetize because it's about authentic connection, not instant gratification or envy. Stage 11, conscious relationship foundation. Maslow once wrote, "What a man can be, he must be." Here it's, what a couple can be, it must be. Instead of jumping to deep intimacy without trust or shared goals, you climb steadily. This is a slower approach to love. It's less trendy, and the system can't sell you a quick fix. You're constantly building, which leads me to stage 12, which is slow love. Lao Tzu said, "Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished." The system wants you to hurry. It wants you to swipe, match, date, break up, and then swipe again. Because that frantic cycle keeps you consuming. Love resists that pace. You date with intention, letting feelings unfold gradually. The reward? You catch early red flags, build genuine friendships, and ensure you're truly compatible before fully diving in. Stage 13, complete friendship. Aristotle again said, "Friendship is a single soul dwelling in two bodies." This is a sweet spot where you're not merely just romantic partners, you're genuine allies, each wanting the other to flourish, but you have an emotional anchor. Conflicts become solvable, and empathy reigns. That's real stability. Stage 14, from I and you to we. Hegel noted, "Self-consciousness achieves satisfaction only in another self-consciousness." You evolve in a harmonious unit, supporting each other's dreams, sharing responsibility, without losing individual identity. You're building a synergy that outlasts fleeting trends. Stage 15, spiritual bonding. Rumi wrote, "Lovers don't finally meet somewhere, they're in each other all along." This is beyond mere emotional connection. It touches on something sacred or transcendent. There's not much money to make off people who find deep spiritual unity, so it's rarely highlighted in mainstream dating advice. Yet for you, it's immensely fulfilling. Stage 16, transcending ego. Plantus believed the soul yearns to unite with the good, freeing itself from lower impulses. In relationships, that means you genuinely can't separate your partner's happiness from your own. No more "I gave you this and you owe me that." It's one shared journey. Stage 17, the illusion of the one. Diderot argued that meaning is never stable. It's constructed through language and culture. Soulmate narratives feed endless searching because you think there's a perfect person out there, when in reality, you build your perfect person. The system loves that. More swipes, more relationship experts, more panic about did I miss my chance. Then you realize a soulmate is built and not found. You're liberated from chasing fantasies. You can invest in actual partnerships and co-create the relationship you actually want. Stage 18, the final escape. You've stepped off the treadmill of swiping and ghosting and hookup culture. You've built a relationship where you trust. Maslow might call it self-transcendence, but now it's called co-transcendence. You and your partner aren't lured by new apps or superficial come-ons. You've discovered a love so steady that the system can't exploit your insecurities. Congratulations, you've escaped hookup culture.